Hey y'all, what's going on? It is the Coastal Critiques panel. We are back yet again with another recap review for The Real Housewives of Dubai, Season 2, Episode 9, Note to be Trusted. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Hi.
Hey. It was forever. Way too long.
Well, I mean, we can't throw shade at the Olympics because I'm sure you tuned in a couple of times. I know I did.
A few times.
Huh?
A few times.
Oh yeah. I'm basically a gymnastics commentator at this point as well. But yeah.
It made me, I was watching the runners, because I think that
some of that too.
They need to have an Olympics for the older dolls and the older cats, because I feel like I could do some things. I feel like I could do some things.
But actually, speaking of Olympics, in 2028, you know where it's gonna be.
They're coming to us. Yeah. I got it. The only time I'm gonna come to LA. We're both out on the outskirts of Los Angeles, at least, 70 miles or so away from LA, the both of us. Opposite directions, though. But with that being said, I said I will not go to LA during that time unless I am going to go to one of the games.
I don't want to be anywhere near that place unless I'm going to the Olympics, because honey. I can't even
like in my Sergio voice, honey. Is this thing on? Hello, honey. Honey, I'm down there. No. I'm telling you, we're gonna make a lot of money though. The Uber drivers.
Yeah, they are.
You're gonna need a lot of patience, because let me tell you something. It's already overcrowded right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, in this moment, at this. Yep, it's traffic on the freeway right now, right? Mm-hmm. Right now, it's traffic on the freeway right now. Any time of the day, you'd be like, "Is it traffic in LA?" Yep. And I wonder, yep. But it's 2 a.m. Yep. It's going down. People is working
all day, every day,
around the clock,
every day.
Yeah. So I'm excited though. I am excited because they've been building up Inglewood so beautifully. And that's my city, and I just love it so much. So watching them do that is kind of amazing, and I just can't wait to see in 4 years what they can come up with. Because, honey, the kind of high rises, the kind of Clipper Stadium, the kind of Rams and Charger Stadium, the kind of
it's always something
going on. It's just things going on. It's a beautiful thing in Inglewood.
Mm-hmm. I love to be on the outskirts of a larger city, so yes. Emphasis on the word outskirts, but it's definitely gonna be a madhouse around that time. I know me personally, like my road rage and the way my temperament is set up, that's just not gonna be good for me. So but we'll be there if we'll be there.
Go USA. Go USA.
We weren't able to come to you because there was no episode to come to you with. So that's why we are, here now. We also had some individual personal obligations that caused us to, be delayed a couple days, but better late than never. And actually this will be, fresh in your mind for the new episode that comes on tonight. So we'll be out. We didn't even talk about that. I guess we'll be back tomorrow then too.
Yes. Y'all get a double dose, double
tomorrow, you too, y'all. So stay tuned. Make sure your post notifications are on. And while you're at it, make sure you like the video on both of our channels, because we are streaming from both of our channels as we always do. So of course, like over there, like over here, just like all the videos up.
You get a like, and you get a like, and you get a like, and you get a like.
Just hand them over, please. Thank you, y'all. And if you do not catch this live, don't fret. We can still have a conversation down in those comments below. So don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share us with all your people, do all of the things, turn on your post notifications as I said before, so when we do come back with another upload. And yeah, I think that's all the housekeeping. I think so. Okay.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, lady, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the cuties. You know I love to see them.
I love to see them too, and I have some downstairs. So
yeah, that's what I love about being a cutie. All cuties, y'all all cuties. I'm not the only one. I just love it so much, though. Y'all my cuties. You know what I mean? Just like we are. What you go by, Barb babes?
Oh, yeah, my Barb's babes. Yes, you know how I feel about y'all. So yeah, just reciprocate that energy and like the video, as I said before.
Please do so. Do what my sister said. I don't know why I got an echo. I hear it. Or I hear feedback. Maybe it's too close to my. Let's see. But I do. I hear a little feedback in my own.
I know I was just picking up like all the just the like ambient noises. I hear something, but I didn't take it as an echo. But
okay, good. Because it sounded like it at the end of my stuff. I was like, wait a minute, we not like how Rodney be like, I need a new mic. Shout out to Rodney the voice. New mic, and then there's a new mic, and then this mic, but then there's the new mic, but then there's the mic, but I got a mic coming today, but then there. Because that mic, I heard it, my dang old self. I'd be like,
electronics do not be electronicking for our good cousin Rodney the voice. So
they be trying him.
We understand. Trust me, I get it. But what did you think about the episode, though?
You know what? Remember we were talking about earlier. I mean, a week before last. When we were talking about how we were starting to peel back layers, and people are starting to see people, and we starting to get a peep and a peep and a
layers are
peep. Yes. So I feel like their layers are still peeling back. We on episode 9. We're about halfway through. Maybe a little more. So yeah, I feel like the episode was cool. It gives what it's supposed to give. It made me want to go to Bali. Shout out to Bondi. Shout out to DJ Richie Skies, because they both have wellness things going on, and they both, if you guys are looking to go to Bali, like I'm trying to do, because I'm like, I'm trying to go get under the waterfall. I'm trying to go scream my head off. I'm trying to get all that out. You
would be so down for that. I
was like,
I mean, I'm down for it too, but that's gonna be a trip,
honey. So yeah, I love that part of it. And so for the I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna give it a cool. I'm gonna give it at least. I'm gonna give it an 8 for sure, because Stanbury got up on the stage and danced.
I think,
but she does get points taken away for the way she was acting. But she also, because we'll get into it, but I'm not trying to give it away. But she also had a hangover, and then she drank some cheap alcohol. And cheap alcohol, when you've been drinking high-end alcohol, it's something different. It come out both ways. It come out when you want to. It do something different. So the kind of trooper she was trying to be,
your body is not, you can only be so much of a trooper to the point your body allows it. And she actually expounded upon that, not to cut you off, but she actually talked about that, and I'm only going to say this because she said it on one of these interviews. I want to say, at her age, like alcohol just not jive with her how it used to. So it puts her down for a couple of days. Like she can't be turning up how she used to. So she said. So I think all those elements mixed in together, probably jet lag, like you're all out of whack already when you're on vacation, and then you add the alcohol into it. This is why you got to get your electrolytes.
But she said that. She said that in there. She said, if I was at home, I'd be getting a massage, and then she would be getting her IV drip, and she'd be the Stanbury that she'd be doing. The Stanbury, she'd be Stanburying. Thank you, sis. Thank you. We come up here and try, girl, because we like here's the thing. California gets such a bad rap, and Barb is from Jersey. Let's be clear. That's why we are the coastal critiques, because she's from one coast and I'm from another coast. And so that's where our name come from. But California gets such a bad name because, oh, they're so sedity, they think they're better, and and everybody's blonde and tan. And it's like, yeah, you're right.
Map though? Like, have they ever really looked at a map though? Because that's the same way I feel about Jersey, because it's just like,
oh yeah, I do get the stereotype.
They take this dirty as this is that, which I mean, yeah, but
yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're right.
There's certain areas, of course, but anyway, you know how there's different pockets of this state, just like there's different pockets of Jersey. Like you get the shore, of course, but that's not the entire state. Just like the entire state is not Beverly Hills. Like,
no.
I don't know people, just like the entire district of Columbia is not the White House. Like there's just different. So just don't believe what y'all see on TV.
That's all. And so I like to present myself well. I've always did that because I'm a stylist and I've been in the business. I've been in the beauty industry for over 30 years. I always cared about how I look. I'm talking about from when I was in high school. I'm talking about when I was in junior high school, when I was able to really start plucking my eyebrows because they were so thick. Like since that time, I was like, this is what I need to be doing. And then I like to look at my friends like, ooh, they here not doing what it's supposed to do. I bet you if I get in there and do this. And so I've been like that since day uno, like with my day uno, y'all. Literally, my sister would tell you. Not this sister, one of my real sisters will tell you. All my sisters would tell you, like, yeah, she was playing with dolls and literally braiding hair. Like literally. Like I just taught myself talk. But I say that to say I love to come looking correct. We just like to come to y'all looking our best. Because when I look my best, I feel my best, and that's just how it is.
Same. Like when I don't like how I look, you guys my face will tell it before my mouth does. Trust me. But I think like since as long as I can remember, like I was raised by women who also took pride in their appearance, women and men, because let me not get it confused. My dad, I went on more shopping trips with my dad than my mom. Like we were in the mall every weekend, me and my dad. But yeah, I just it's always been a thing.
My dad always took us shopping too. That's funny you said that. And it wasn't not because my mom, I think she was more like she stayed at home. My dad was like, I got the money, I'm gonna just go take them and go eat the boutique. Or we gonna run up here to Market Street real quick, and we just gonna go to the little boutique real quick. We're gonna hit that. It was real quick. It was like and I think he knew he could go hit quick, boom, and that's it. And then one of my sisters used to always throw a fit when she didn't get her way, so I always gave in because I understood that being in junior high school, like my dad be like, "You gonna get these New Balances," and I'm like, ooh. My sister be like, "I want the Nikes though."
I mean, and the crazy thing is, but they're cool now. Like everybody's.
Oh yeah. But because my dad knew that's his favorite shoe, and yeah, so I would bite the bullet and I would get the New Balance as long as they was new for me. As long as I was clean, that's all that mattered to me. It didn't matter that it was a Nike or anything like that. So my sister, she would always get the good shoe and be looking at me like, I don't know why you just didn't cry about it. Why you just didn't hold out? I'm like, I didn't hold out because I know dad works hard, and it's hard to have two daughters at the same time needing the same thing at the same time. It's a lot of pressure. And being a parent and now a grandparent, it's a lot. It's a lot. Shout out to them dads. Shout out to your dad. Shout out to my dad for holding it down for them daughters, because my dad has 6 daughters and he ain't played by nan one. Now still don't play by nan one. Shout out to Papa Cutie. I always tell him he likes that when I call him that. I said it to him recently. He started laughing. I said, you go by Papa Cutie since my birthday, my 50th birthday. He's like, he just kind of laughed. I said, yeah, you like that, Daddy.
He's a good time. I like him a lot.
He is. All right, sorry, y'all. We haven't seen each other in a minute, y'all. We sorry. But back to Dubai, like I said, I gave it to A because Stanbury got up for a dance. Yeah, she gave and take. She, push, pull. But the things that she push, pull, she at least have a reason why she was doing it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to let her do her thing.
Oh, okay. Bergen County. Okay, I see you. I'm from Orange County. I love that. See,
this is why we speak on stuff. I love it.
And I am right here with you as far as the traveling. I don't know how many. I need to get a map. You know, you have like those maps that you put.
Yes.
I need to do that because I know I've been to a bunch, but I've never actually counted it out. I would love to go to all 50 states. I want to go to all the continents as well, even Antarctica. I'm gonna get there. So I definitely, you're speaking my language with all of that. Love clothes, love the hair, love the makeup, love all the things, perfume, jewelry, you name it.
I'm living vicariously through Barb because she's younger than me, and social media was not around when I was in my 20s or my 30s. It came late 30s, and I think, and it still wasn't like how it is now. So watching her flourish through the things that she loves is like like I don't even know where my business would have been at right now with how I do hair and being on live and just being at the shop. My shops that I worked at were amazing. Shout out to all the shops that I worked at. It was this amazing time, and I wish that we had a little bit of that. Even my clubbing time, all of it. I wish sometimes we had a little camera following us around. I don't wish to see everybody's stuff that they do all the time, but it's the day and age, and that's why you can flip on and scroll on and you don't have to engage if you don't want to. You don't even have to dislike. You don't have to do
nothing. Can you say that again for the people in the back that be in the comments commenting on things that they say they don't care about? Or
don't even engage. It's not even worth your time, your energy. It pulls away from you, especially if you're going to argue with somebody, especially somebody you ain't never put your eyeballs on, like literally. And then here's the gotcha. You go into their page, and then you go into their page, and then you're looking like, oh, this hobo. Oh, girl, please. Oh, it's like, girl, you going too far. Why are you on this person's page? Why are you doing all of that? So for me, it's not that serious, people. Let's not do that. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste your time. Everybody has the right to say what they want to say on their page, on their channel, and they stop. Let them do it. Just scroll on. Scroll on. That's all you gotta do. Hey,
that's funny.
Hi, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. I really do. We've been talking about Dubai, all the things on our walk. So thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. Make sure you go to Barb channel and hit like on both channels. Everybody that's in the chat, make sure you go hit the like, subscribe, and all that on both our channels. We are working hard over here to do some things.
We definitely are. We were talking about that. Things.
So what do you rate it? Did you enjoy it? What was it for you? She about to hit me with
a 6. I'm probably always, when you come in at 8, I'm probably always gonna come in at 7. I don't know. I can't get off a 7 for some reason. 6. Solid. I think a 7 is good. It's just okay. So I say that because, and maybe that's a bit of leftover animosity based on the interviews as well that I have saw, and the Watch What Happens Live and all that stuff. I wish that someone would have at some point asked Ayan if she regretted telling Stanbury and Talene, like really, because in the end, I feel like she's so remorseful about like sharing it because of like, how it hurt Lesa and that whole friendship. But I really would like her to have expounded on if she like regretted telling like Stanbury and how they got back on track from there. Like, I don't know. That's just my thing.
I did when we get to that point, we will talk about it, but I did feel like Stanbury, she had a lot of heat for Stanbury, and I'm thinking to myself, like, because she had a light of heat because of the way she said it, I guess, how she brought it to the table. But
you know what? It just hit me, and I kind of saved this for when we get to that part, but so I don't forget. I just realized that there's like this one little part that we're maybe not even really taking into full account here.
What's that?
Makes like Ayan, it really all just falls back on Ayan, because she didn't, that voice note was something that was sent offline, right? Okay. She did not have to bring it to the camera at all. Once she chose to bring it to the camera and say that in front of them, that introduces
a scene and scene.
At that point, it's a part of it's an active, living, breathing thing in the friend group at that point. So it was on her for, she shouldn't have never brought it up, because now it's out there. We're gonna talk about it. We're on the show. Mm-hmm. Fair game at that point. So
okay, so I agree with you. That's why I kind of felt like,
right, but she shouldn't ever. You can't ever give any other housewife the green light on bringing something up. Like, don't ever give them the ammo to do you like that, because
especially when you're just building,
they will.
Then you're just building. You're just building. You're giving her too much. You're giving her too much rope. You see, she hung you.
Make you look, messy.
Ooh.
Here for it.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm just
like she's trying too hard, and I just can't get where. I said this way early on, back when I said that. I said, I don't know why she's so over the top. Why is it so extravaganza? And that's what something I used to say at the shop. They used to let hear me say that, like when we had stuff going on at the shop, they be like, "What we doing?" I be like, "Extravaganza." So shout out to the shop, Hair by Design. But anyway, I always felt that way. But then I feel like Ayana's giving a lot. Like she started to open up a lot. She let us see her family. She let us see the inside of her mouth. We didn't need to do that, but okay, we saw that. She's trying to, understand her age. She opened up about, the tribal thing that they do in her country that scarred her and her sister, that bonded them for life, even though they're bonded no matter what. Like Ayan's gave a lot to me, but we've also said that we don't know how she get her money. We don't see, her husband shaved his head off. I'm trying to figure out, is it alopecia? Do you have cancer? Is there a reason why you're shaving
hair?
Huh?
Her husband used to have hair?
I don't know. I just know.
You're saying he shaved her. Oh, okay. I was like, her husband used to have hair too?
I don't know, but I know they showed a picture of him with his hair shaved off. And then with Ayan, I'm trying to still see if it's alopecia, if it's, a story behind that. Have we not got to that? The fact that she does that, I love. Like that just makes me happy that she does that. So for me, I do think Ayan's over the top, but I still do feel like she's still being vulnerable. She's letting her true feelings show. So before I used to be like, girl, if you don't go sit your train down, go take your train and cop a squat on that train, sit down on that train. Cause like seriously, like shut up. It just was too much. But now I feel like, yeah, that's part of Ayan. Like we really see that she's a couture. I was gonna say WHORE only because it rhymed, not because she's that. But it was just gonna flow. It was just gonna flow. It wasn't gonna have nothing to do with her body parts. But it was just gonna be, couture. So yeah, of course. But that's all it was. And so for me, feel you, Adama. Is that how you say it? But however, I feel that, but I also like she's starting to let me, like I said, she's been peeling back leg hairs.
I think two things can be right at the same time. Yes, she has definitely given a lot that, we don't always see with other housewives. We get other people that only, we get the Robin Dixons that deflect and hide what's going on in their real life and then bring up, everybody else and what they have going on in their life. We have those people. So she's not one of those, but two things can be true at the same time. She could give in that regard, but she could also be kind of annoying at the same time. So I think two things can be true at the same time. I understand your point, Adama, if I'm saying that right, I hope. And I also understand what you're saying too.
And then Catherine, hey Catherine.
I understand why people look at it like that too.
Yeah, that they go down. That did it. Hey Catherine, yeah.
I understand this.
Yeah, I do, because we've said this. We literally said this in the beginning. I was like, if she don't give us nothing and she stay in these ball gowns and doing that, and she trying to hide behind this couture, I'm gonna be mad at her. Like, I'm gonna literally like, okay, next. This is not America's Next Top Model.
It's not.
You know what? I'm not mad at that. That's why we are here and why we are pulling up them comments, because the point is, because me and Barb don't see eye to eye on a lot of things either. We do, and then she'll come turn me around on some things, and I'll be like, ain't nobody asked her to go make a point. So we can get into it. Get into it. Let's get into it. I know you got the note, and I will come.
We basically picked up, not basically, eliminate basically. We picked up right where we left off. They were still at the table, you know, around the table, having dinner or having arguments, whichever you want to call it. And Lesa was still very upset with Ayan about sharing this voice note. And her main thing with it is that of all people that you could have shared it with, like you shared it with Stanbury, like the person that I haven't even been, you know, featuring for 2 seasons now, for real. And she shared it with Talene too. But Stanbury, she jumps in at one point. I wanted to say, to be like, you know, well, Lesa, FYI, she never said it came from you, if that helps any, but Lesa ain't trying to hear it, y'all, because you know we know how Lesa feels about Stanbury deep down inside. Ayan was apologetic at the table, though, even though it was obvious that Lesa was upset with her. And so since it's all out there, we have Lesa trying to clarify exactly what the voice note meant, because again, like she said, she sent it because she was trying to figure out if Sara was talking about Brooks or whoever. We find out in the end that she wasn't talking about Brooks. She was talking about Talene. And why was she talking about Talene? Because of how she was coming off. And Sara also is someone who is divorced, and she just didn't like Talene at that point in time, based on how
she got offended.
Yes. And we also hear from Talene, who's over here like, oh, well, actually, that makes me feel totally better. That makes me feel good, because I know how Sara feels about I know how Brooks feels about Sara. She wasn't that theatric with it, but that's just how I'm seeing Talene differently. So that's why I said it like that, y'all. Right. Because they replayed the voice note, but they didn't even play it from the part that we heard it from. So I was kind of confused, and because there was it was longer than that little bit that we heard. I want to say someone said it was like 2 minutes long, but I could just be making that up. Regardless, it was longer than what we heard. And yeah, do you have anything to say about that much so far?
No, I was kind of confused, because I was like, wait, what? I don't even know what clip this is. And I was like, how did she, from this clip, it does seem like, how could you get that confused? How could you be confusion in the words of Jada?
Sara was like, also like, she knew that like we had talking about Talene the entire time. It wasn't like this was the first beginning of the conversation. Like, so where did you get off the track with things? I'm not understanding.
I think that's why
Sara brought that up.
Yeah, because these two things is key in the argument that we see.
Another part too that's coming up that I hope you caught on to, because I didn't catch it the first time, and I was like, that changed my entire mindset.
Okay.
And Talene brings up I think this was maybe her first time in this episode coming for, at least in my opinion, I feel like she was kind of coming for Lesa a bit in her confessionals. Talene was, and she was like, you know, you share the voice note with Ayan of all people for clarification. Like, she can't really speak English. Like, what? Which I'm like, on one hand, I was like, okay, I kind of understand that. But on the other hand, I was like, why? You have smoke for Lesa. I feel like you do. And I feel like I know where that stems from. Yeah, and talking about Talene the entire time. Stanbury also tries to apologize to Ayan, but Ayan's like, you know, I don't give an F at this point. We're done. Like, I'm just over you at this point. And Lesa calls Stanbury a snake. So that's all what happened when they were still remaining at the table.
Right. Stanbury, it backfired what she was trying to do, because I do think, and she knows that she was trying to have a moment and she thought it was one thing. And I still don't, I understand if we got the other clip, and that clip was a little more confusing. I feel like, because even when we talked about it, I don't feel like we had like full clarification on what the clip, what we watched or heard, what it said, and who it was pertaining to. Still, even though we was like, okay, just affected Talene and that Sara and Lesa were talking about Talene. Caught me off guard a little bit, so that already was like, what? But nevertheless, I feel like the clip that they showed us kind of threw us off, and how they was like, like I was very clear, and I said this and da 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 da, and I'm like, yeah, you were, and y'all got more video notes too. So voice notes too. So in your mind, you're like, no, everything I've said has been clear, but what she showed her, Ayan, for clarity, still was weird. Why would you show Ayan? I feel like you were trying to show off that you had these things, and it backfired on you, and that's why you went ballistic on Ayan, because you were like literally trying to share something with her because you wanted to talk about it. You didn't have nobody really else to talk about, and that's like your bestie in Dubai. So you really would need a segue. So what's the segue? Let me see if I got clear. Girl, let me send you this because I didn't understand what we were talking about. But you had to, because that's the whole, y'all had more than one voice note on there, and that's who y'all was talking about. So when did you get how did it get misconstrued from what we heard, even if we take that text that we heard, and then even to the next text that they heard? How could you, when y'all was literally talking about Talene that whole time? So I feel like
get confused. I just don't understand where you got that. And then why wouldn't you just ask Sara, hey, the last message confused me. Who are you talking about again?
Because she really wanted to share it with Ayan. She wanted to have something to talk about Ayan with. And then Ayan, trying to get kudos and get cuddly with Stanbury, because they're working on their relationship. They got caught, got in the crossfire. And like I said, Stanbury still tried to throw under the bus, but it backfired. It backfired.
Watch back the moment at the table when Ayan shared the voice note. I wish I could have watched that back before coming on here, because I'm trying to remember how like her demeanor was. Like, did she seem excited to be sharing it? Was she like, I can't remember.
I don't think so.
I can't remember that moment for some reason right now. Like how
you know what? I don't think so. I think she was literally very serious. And the reason why I say that is because we didn't even know that it wasn't from voicemail to her. So she made it sound like it was a voice text that she received from this person. And she didn't make it seem like it was third party, right? So in order to do that, you're not laughing and giggling about it. You being real serious, like, girl, I got the proof. Look at what I got. Boom. And then she played it. So she wasn't like giggly, like, girl, let me show you what I got. I don't recall her being like giggly and doing all that, because one that was third party, and it never came across on camera or to them that it was third party, because like Stanbury said, she would have took that to the grave. She's like,
yeah,
girl.
I do believe her. So you believe Stanbury when she said that?
Yes. You don't. We'll see.
No, I can't. I didn't really think about it. I just was asking you, and then now I'm thinking about it. Now, no, I would. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely would. I do, because she know, like, now come between. There's certain entities that she, like she said, I wouldn't want to go and come in between those two. And you know, there's certain people that you know that you should not come for, because when they come for you, they come for the jugular. So those are two ladies that you should not.
That's her jokes. I think she like has like her. I'm not saying that everybody on this cast is innocent or guilty or whatever. I don't put anything past anyone. But do I think that she would just willingly bark up this tree? The tree being Lesa? No, I don't think so. Not based on last season's reunion and stuff, because Lesa definitely ate her up sometimes. So I don't see why she would just willingly just put herself in that position to get wrapped up. And again, no, I don't think so. But moving along, y'all. So we're still at this dinner, but Ayan, she's boiling at this point. She's boiling. She's not over it. She can't just move on like that. She's like about to snap. So she removes herself from the situation. And she's like, I need a break. I'm going over here. She's upset with Lesa. Like, you don't say that to your friends that you're not going to trust them, blah, blah, blah. And so she removes herself. It's actually Lesa that gets up to go after her and check on her, because Brooks, I want to say, they were about to just go out and have fun, whatever. So she goes to check on her. Whatever happened, we hear Ayan crying hysterically. Before we know it, we see Lesa walking in a direction looking like a beat dog, talking about she needs a moment, and we're just like, okay, what just happened? Everybody's crying, everybody's upset, and the camera follows Lesa, and she I want to say, I don't know if she told us first or she just whipped out the phone, but she was like, I went to her room to see, to check on her or whatever, and the way she screamed at her was like the worst she's ever screamed at. She's never been disrespected, to that degree in her life. And again, we're seeing Ayan crying. So I was kind of confused. I can't even lie. I was like, where did this come from?
They said 20 minutes later, sis. They said 20 minutes later, and then they went into that scene.
I was just so.
I don't know if you saw that part, because
I saw that part, but I was just confused because I'm just like, I don't understand how it
ignited
to this.
And
some of that might be my own. I might have my own traumas too when it comes to seeing people cry. Like, I don't have like this hatred for people crying, but I just sometimes when I'm like, okay, why are you crying again? And it starts to irritate me because I'm like, why are you, like, how do we get here? So something I'm working on within myself. But in this moment, I was just confused because I'm like, I want to say Ayan revealed in this moment that she actually told Lesa about the voice note and about telling Stanbury before the table. So she wasn't understanding why Lesa responded the way she did, because I took it as Lesa didn't know about this, the way that she seemed surprised. She seemed caught off guard. All those things. So that's something that I clued on really early, and I feel like that changed a lot for me, coupled with everything you had already just said.
Yeah, that's why it made more sense for her to get up. I'm gonna go check on Ayan. If you were so mad at Ayan for sharing with Stanbury the voice text, you wouldn't have went and checked on her. You wouldn't have did none of that. And when we find out how she walked in that room and what she said to Chanel Ayan, I'm shocked she didn't get slapped. And no violence here, y'all. I'm just saying though, like you're not about to tell me you don't trust me. Like I can't trust you anymore. Like, wait, what? Say it again. Because wait a minute. So if you don't trust me, you can't be trusted either because you don't want to share it with me. So let's piggyback off of that. Let's be clear. I said earlier, we were talking about Celine, and I'm talking about Lesa and Sara. We're talking about Celine the whole time. Now all of a sudden I'm confused. I don't know what we talk about. Here, Ayan, here. I need you to listen to this and tell me what you think. And now it's out of context. Now you want her to listen to this one piece of something, right? Because you want to talk about it. So it backfired on you, Lesa, and you really are the one that really started and it kind of backfired. And then the fact that we find out you already knew the shade. It's shady. It's shady. And I love Lesa. I like looking at her at least.
Yes.
For sure. I love looking at her. I'll be like, dang girl, you dreamy.
That's what I was thinking. But then on the other side, it's like we peel back another layer, at least for me, where I'm just like, well, maybe I'm looking at this wrong. Maybe Lesa sent that genuinely not to be messy, but or maybe we're focusing so much on the content, like what it was about, more than we're focusing on just the action in general. Maybe Lesa felt as though it could have been anything, like, oh my god,
anything, sister.
I got, I peed my pants yesterday in the grocery store. Like it could have been whatever, but it's just the simple fact that you're supposed to be my bestie or whatever, and you let something leave this friendship circle. Maybe that's how Lesa was looking at it. Like,
yeah, I mean, I know why you're looking at it, but you also got to know that it would have never got out if you never gave it to her.
Yes, I mean, of course, you got to be mindful of the fact that when you tell anyone anything, it opens up the door for them to take it however they want to take it or whatever to grow. But I still think I understand where she's coming from, if that's where she's coming from, where she's like, well, at the end of the day, it don't matter what I told you. You just shouldn't tell anybody anything that I told you, or yeah, if we're friends.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I feel like if she did break girl code, she shouldn't have did that.
To differentiate if that's the real thing, because this voice note in particular can be seen as kind of like messy. Take the show away, take like what it was about away. I wish Lesa would have spoke more from that angle, because then I would be like, oh, okay, that totally makes sense. You're just upset in general that she released something that should have just been between y'all two.
If it was between the two of them, it was between the two of them, and she did that, understandably. But again, you shared something that was being shared to you, and y'all had conversation. Y'all was having a voice text. Y'all was having a conversation. It was like 1-2 lines. All right, girl, I'll talk to you later. All right, okay. It was longer than that. So if we're talking about the same thread, you knew who we were talking about. So when Sara says, girl, I was very clever. What are you doing? And that's why everybody's like, well, Sarah's not mad. If anybody should be mad, it should be Sara. Hey, Sarah. So, yeah, it's like correct. If anybody should be mad, yeah, y'all don't cry, but y'all be crying on the inside.
Look, I cry. I just it's just I think because again, my own traumas, I was
like
told not to cry about stuff.
I didn't
stuff. It didn't make
it like that. My brain shut off at like that. I seen Geminis don't cry, and I was like, y'all right, but you right, y'all don't cry like that, because you guys literally internalize a lot of things and make it fit and be like it literally has to be like you, because you guys are so logical in the thinking that you not gonna it can't hurt your feelings, because it's like, oh, this mother sucker think he did something to me, or this girl think it, and y'all don't do the mad. I'm so mad I'm crying. Y'all don't even do that. You either mad. Or you are crying. There's no mad crying for y'all. It's like, no, I'm mad. I'm about to do it. I'm about to.
Yeah, so that's why I was just like, I don't really. But I think it's more, again, because I just wasn't always given surrounded by like a safe space where I could just cry about quote unquote nothing. So sometimes when I see it now, when I feel like it's like, what are you crying about? It's just like, it frustrates me and irritates me. Again, that's why I'm in therapy. But in this case, I didn't understand. Yeah, I just didn't understand how it got to that point. But once you start connecting all these dots, it's like, And the other thing with Lesa is like, you just never know with her. I feel like I've seen a different side of her this season, and it just makes me think like, okay, I don't 100% know what you're capable of. So I don't 100% know if you're being genuine all the time or if you're not, because I feel like she has done some things and came at certain people certain ways that I feel like wasn't really warranted at times. So I feel like she has her own set of rules that she kind of governs by, and that might not always jive with me. But more about this scene, y'all, or just the last part about this scene, y'all, is when the camera is following Lesa and she's still, she's upset again. Yes, it had been 20 minutes at that point or whatever. But the next thing we hear is her calling. We thought she was calling her husband, but
she did.
Well, before we knew it, the voice that we actually heard, the first voice that we heard from a man was Ayan's husband. So we're like, wait, what? Why are you? Huh? So she called Ayan's husband because
her husband didn't answer. She called Ayan's husband. No, she called Ayan's husband because her husband didn't answer. Because I was like, what? Because when I first watched it the first time, because I watched it twice, but when I watched it the first time, I was like, so when I looked up and she was on the phone with Ayan's husband, I'm like, wait a minute. But when I watched it again today, I was like, oh, her husband didn't answer.
Yeah.
That's what make her even more mad. So now she's mad at her friend, but now her husband didn't answer. And where are you at? And now, so I need to call. I need to get the frustration I need out on for Ayan out, in which she did. Hey, Miko. And so that she ended up I think she was really literally being logical. Let me call her husband and let him know like how mad I am at her because she just cussed me out like no tomorrow. And so let me tell him before I go back and cuss her out what happened, and maybe he can talk me out the ledge, because at this point I'm ready to go ham. And so let me call her. So I think it was I have a defense mechanism. It was more like, let me have somebody calm me down. And because in Dubai, they don't get down like they do in LA or any other state out here in the States. So, and I like that. I like the classiness of like they get mad but they really don't touch each other, or they really can't do what sometimes like I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning. I'm work in progress. But like you really
that's a whole different
dynamic. I need to live out there for like 3-4 years, and then I can come back all docile and stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
We regroup from woo woo. But yeah, like literally, I enjoy watching them do that, and then like bring it down, and then able to talk, even if it's over a drink, or I don't like what you said, and girl, I still don't with you. Like I don't, but we on the show, girl, whatever. I just enjoy the way they banter is. I do.
Yeah, and it sucks that we don't really see that these days, because and we'll get into that here in a bit, y'all, I forgot to show that clip.
What clip is that?
Remember we started talking in the beginning, and I was like, oh my god, I should open up with this. I completely forgot that we started talking. I'll show it at the end.
I thought the clip you showed earlier was the clip, but because the clip, I tell you, if we're gonna get to the point where I say,
these series of whatever I had. Whatever.
Oh yeah. It's okay. We'll put it in. Yeah, y'all. We're doing a nice long live, y'all. So if y'all got to do something and come back, we'll be here because we miss each other. We have we got some ground to cover, and then we were off last week, so it's just get a snack, come back, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, that sounds good. But yeah, Lesa, she does call her husband. He don't answer. She calls Ayan's husband, begins to give him like an earful, but then Rich calls her back. And I want to say Chris was kind of confused. He was like, well, what happened? What are you talking about? And before she could fully explain, then Rich calls and she gets on with him. And at first she kind of starts probing him. She's like, where are you at? Where are you with the kids? Well, I'm just so mad, Rich. I'm just so mad. This effing bitch. She's just like saying all the stuff to him, and he's trying to, of course, console her and telling her, to still, have fun or whatever, and basically like it'll be fine in time or whatever. And she's like, I don't know, like I don't know, Rich, if that's gonna happen. Like she's such a bitch for doing that. I've never been spoken to like that in my entire life. Like she's just beside herself. I wasn't super thrown off once I just was realizing what was happening, because at first I was just genuinely just like confused as to how we got to this point. So it was everything that was being introduced at that point was just so like, huh? Yeah, it wasn't connected. I was like, okay, not weird really, because I seen this on Twitter, everybody thinking it was weird that she called Ayan's husband. I didn't really think that was like so weird the second time I watched it because of their relationship and knowing that they were like basically like family to each other over there because they're away from their own biological families. I didn't really think it was that strange, but at the same time, I was also like, well, because you guys are at odds, what exactly did you expect him to say? Because if you did get the opportunity to wanted the entire thing down,
it was a safe space for her so that she could.
But at the same time,
look, Barb, here's the thing. I just told you. Well, I'm gonna tell you why she called the husband.
I know. I understand.
Yeah, because Lesa knows she really was wrong.
What she thought, that's what I'm saying. So it's just like take yourself out of your own shoes for 2 seconds and understand that probably still could have been a little awkward for him, because it's like at the end of the day, he's going to take the side of his wife more than likely. I would think. I wonder,
what's weird? I wonder if he had been talking to Ayan and because it took a lot of rings before he did answer the phone. I wonder if Ayan even called her own husband at this point, because it sounded like he didn't know what was going on, or he could have known and just, I'm not about to get in that. This is women's business.
So like, I get why you look at him as safe space, but at the same time, I'm like, what were you really expecting from him? Because either A, he's going to take his wife's side, B, he's going to be like, oh no, hands off, or C, like I don't know, like
if I put myself in those shoes, I have a lot of close friends, people that are that I've known for over 20 years. Like I have like their spouses, like my brother. Yes. I got to my sister through my brother, meaning I was friends with their husbands first. And so, but I've never had, knock on some wood, I don't want to even, hey, Wood, Inglewood, knock, knock. But I said it, say, I haven't had a where I got into with my girlfriend to check, where I checked my homegirl, my sister, my friend, to where I needed to call her husband and be like, hey, man, I just got into it with your wife. I don't call her my friend no more. I just got into it with your wife, and I'm about to progress. So look here, I'm gonna give you a heads up, because she didn't cuss me out like no tomorrow. Like I haven't had that, and God forbid I don't want that to ever happen. But I do understand the closeness of I can't call my friend's husband because I might have met him first, or that's like my brother, or come get your wife.
I did in certain situations. Fully understand that. Situations, I'm like, well, I'm just basing it off of what I guess Lesa needed in this moment. I was just like, I don't think that he was capable of giving it to you in this moment. If you guys just had, I don't know, if y'all were having like a wild, crazy night and like it was like something about safety concerns or certain things, yeah, I would think automatically like, oh, like
your wife is acting up. Yeah.
Come get Cutie because I want to get in the van.
I gotta be me.
She's like doing backflips down the street. I don't know, like certain things I totally understand. And even other situations. That's just the first one on top of my head. I don't think that it was like a weird, like, oh my God, she's calling her husband and stuff like that. It was more Lesa, he probably can't be there for you how you need him to in this moment because he's going to have to be there for his wife who's also in there crying uncontrolled.
Agreed. I got you. Look, I got it.
Yeah, y'all. So finally, we can move on, or actually I shouldn't say we move on fully from that, because who does Lesa meet while she's, once she gets off the phone with Rich? None other than Brooks. And when she told Brooks what all just occurred and how she was cursed out by Ayan and all that.
Who? You? Ayan? Who? Ayan? With you?
And in the confession.
Ayan, with you. Are you serious? No. Ayan upstairs? Chanel Ayan. No. With you. And then 5 seconds later, she's sucking on a goblin on a dang on microphone to bring it close to her to be like, girl, I'm just saying. I said, girl, are you about to suck on the microphone? Girl, you
so excited.
The cards is falling down in the queen. And I was like, what? I was like, Brooks, I'm gonna need you to dial that back 10 times. You way too pumped. For the fall down of the. I feel like you have an agenda, Missy. You have an agenda, and nobody knows, but you have an agenda.
We can say that because this is not the first time that Brooks has exhibited those traits during this season. When it comes to Talene and Stanbury, although they might have their own issues about themselves or whatever, she still was like, I feel like relishing in the fact that they had issues or whatever, and she had an issue when they started being friends. Now she's over the moon that Ayan and freaking Lesa are falling out. She thrives on chaos, is what I feel like is going on here.
What do they call it? Agent of chaos.
She needs to be at the center of everything at all times. Like, she doesn't want anybody to have their own relationships or whatever. She just wants everybody to be paying attention to what she has going on at all times, is what I get from her.
I want you to remember you said that, because literally when they take the picture on the dang on flower, she's in the middle and everybody is like, she's at the camera like, like literally. I wish I would have taken a picture of it.
Me too.
Man, it's a nice long one, bro. This is a nice long one.
We had looked when we were watching it. We were like, when's the last time the Olympics was in the States? And we looked and it said, Atlanta 96. And
but I remember in the sixth grade.
I watched the Simone Biles on Netflix, and they talked about like the Olympics and stuff, and like that was an interesting one. From what I collected.
I was in 1984. I was graduating from the 6th grade.
I was born.
That's so cute.
Wait, you said in 1984?
84. I was in
94. My bad.
No, you were okay. I was like, whoa, because you like my sister was born in 85. So my sister was born in 85, but in 84 I was graduating from the 6th grade, and everything, I remember how everything was so Olympic and so like, I didn't know what that meant, and it was like the eagle with the star, with the circles and everything. McDonald's, all the Happy Meal stuff was all Olympic stuff. it was like such a vibe. Like our city, as even for being in the 6th grade, I just remember how lit the city was. So I can't wait.
I feel like we had like I can vaguely remember like some like random like Olympic memorabilia type stuff from like when I was
84?
younger. Or not, well,
from 96. From 96.
No, 96. Like vaguely remember like some random like Olympic things around the house or whatever. And so now, fast forward to now, it's like, oh, okay, full circle moment.
Right. I love that.
We will see you there.
Yes, come through.
But yeah, back to the episode. You know, I mean, we had to reenact it because that's literally what she was doing. You?
Ayan?
Literally.
You? Wait, and Ayan.
I saved
you. You?
Because they were passing out like glow stick wristbands. She's like, I saved the pink for you. Like, let's go. Like, just.
So I was confused because
Cloud 9 at this point. I don't know.
That's why I'm like, I'm confused when you saying it like you're so, oh my God, I can't believe she did that. And then you turn around. You was 4, dang, princess.
That's crazy.
So in the 5th grade, how old are you? How old am I in the 10th? I mean, the 6th grade. 10? 11?
So like 12.
I was 12. Well, yeah. My birthday's at the end of the year. My birthday's at the end of the year. So I'm always behind whatever real true year you're supposed to be. I'm behind.
11.
Okay, so I was 11. Okay, good. That's why I can remember so well. I was 11. You remember 11. She said I was 4. Dang, princess. You don't remember nothing. You had Happy Meals and you didn't even know what you was having. I mean, you was clapping in and you didn't even know.
My parents didn't even know each other at this point. So
dang. Yeah, my parents met in high school. My parents met in high school, people. They're not together now, but they love each other always, no matter what. No matter what.
They met in the club. They definitely met in the club. Yep. I mean,
me and my husband met at Vegas. Oh, yesterday was me and my husband's anniversary. The day we met 24 years ago in Vegas on the August 12th. So that was yesterday. So yeah, shout out to me and the hubby.
I remember the day that we met specifically.
Girl, we was going to the Up and Smoke tour in Vegas. I can remember, and here's a little tea for y'all, because and it's so funny because Bonnie keeps talking about her, but I met Corinne Stephanie. I met Superhead that day. I know I literally I need to get my little stories together. Like I really want to do it, but I'll be like, I don't want nobody, and I don't have to say allegedly. Like I never have to put allegedly across the thing.
There was somebody. No, there was somebody like a week or two ago that I was like, I wonder if you met this person. I meant to write it down. I meant to text you, but I can't remember.
Probably. I met a lot of people, but yeah, I literally, my homeboy called me and said, "Can you drive us to Vegas?" I was like, "Drive to Vegas?" He was like, "Yeah, I got Up and Smoke tour tickets, and I had already went to it in California, so I had already seen Snoop and all of that." So yeah, we ended up fast forward, get there. It was 2 vans. It was 2 vans of us, and so I'm like, okay, so I'm driving. Hey, peace to Mateo. I'm driving slow as a snail because I don't want to get pulled over. And when I say we driving, we not driving like legally. I'm driving legally. I don't know what they doing. But so we get there. Literally, the place is leaving out. This is the 11th. They're leaving out, and I got tickets to be right in front, but the venue people are leaving out. So ended up going back to the little lodge that we had, and my homeboy that told me to come, he said, "Look, you and my friend you and the girl, my homegirl gonna share a room." I was like, "Oh, no problem." Go in there. She literally looked at herself, said hello to me, and literally walked out. And then, so when I went back to my homeboy's room, who used to do a lot, so that's why the parties and how I met a lot of people through this dude. But anyway, literally, that was Superhead. It was literally Superhead. He told me, he said, "Oh, she not gonna come back to the room. She gonna be gone for the rest of the trip. That room is yours." I was like, okay, but he was giving me she's a working girl, like she doing her thing. So, and I remember them talking about her in the van up on my way there. talking about her and giving her the nickname, or I ain't gonna say giving her the name because there's so many stories on who gave her the name, but Miss Corinne Steffen, if you remember,
she goes on now. Elizabeth.
Something. Yeah, I know, but I'm going back. I'm talking to Corinne. I'm not talking about Elizabeth because I don't know Elizabeth. But Miss Corinne, if you remember One Stop, shout out to One Stop. I'm just saying, I remember them talking about her and talking about her, you know, the little shaky thing, the weight thing. Yeah, she hurt, see, they were talking about that kind of stuff. And so I remember. And so I was like, oh, so when the book came out, I was like, and they was talking about Mr. Gotti. And I was like, oh, okay. So that's what so I got the inside. I'm in the car with the and he sprung. So yeah, it was all in that time. I was like, this is something else. So I did meet, shout out to Corinne Steffen, not Elizabeth, because I don't know her. But next, go back to Dubai.
So that is your cutie story of the day,
y'all. Sorry, y'all, because I'm a woman of a particular age, and I do have stories on stories on stories. Like
a recap and a recap, y'all. You can't really get a better deal on YouTube. So subscribe.
two for oneers.
But yeah, y'all, back to the episode. Like we said, they're heading out. They done handed out the glow sticks and everything. And Sara also asked Stanbury why she thinks Ayan isn't coming. And Stanbury's like, because I called her out. Because at this point, it's like on one hand, Stanbury's like, if I would have known that it was Lesa's information, I wouldn't have shared it. But on the other hand, she's not featuring Ayan because she's like, it really comes back on you for sharing it or whatever. But instead of holding yourself accountable, you're upset with me. Like Stanbury is not subscribing to whatever Ayan is throwing out there right now. Sara wishes that Ayan didn't take it to this point to where she's not coming out, because at the end of the day, like, we're supposed to be on this trip together and you're talking about you don't want to come out, like you can't have fun, because Ayan's whole thing is like, did you guys not see what just happened? Like, what you mean you at my door talking about come out or whatever? Like, do you not remember the 5 minutes ago when you told me that you couldn't trust me? Like, excuse me. Which I get it. So Ayan's in bed. Like, she's in bed. She is done. Like, emotionally, she is just drained. But all the other ladies, they go on ahead and they go out and they have a good old time from what I saw. And this is why we do love the Housewives, y'all. Or I speak for myself, maybe. I don't know. You guys agree or disagree? But this is why I like to see Housewives. I like when they go out, they have a good time. They're just enjoying, each other's company. It doesn't always need to be all that fighting and stuff like that. So I would say it was good to see that. Talene isn't upset. Sara isn't upset. Only Ayan is upset. And two vehicles. Why did I say two vehicles? Whatever. But as soon as I get into the club, though, we see Brooks and Talene. No, I didn't start.
Maybe because they took two vehicles.
I don't know why I needed to write that down, though. But anyway,
well,
I mean,
not on that part, but okay.
There could be there could be several reasons why I wrote it down, but anyway, right. I don't know. But for now, we're just gonna go and skip over that and focus on what Brooke said, which was that, when her and Talene get enough tequila in their system, honey, like they are, over the moon. They are, through the roof with it, which is, again, just a representation of what I've been saying this whole season, y'all, of why they are having these issues that they're having, because they were never like some true deep friends. They were party friends. Right. Just saying. True. So Talene, she's making jokes to Stanbury, like everybody's having a good time. But Lesa does feel like it is a little weird that Ayan's not there, especially when she is oftentimes the life of the party. She is the one. She would have been, y'all know, she would have been all over. She'd been on the ceiling. She would have been on the furniture. She would have been on the bar, probably. Like, she would have been everywhere. So her presence, or her lack of presence, is obviously sorely missed by Lesa, at least. Then out of nowhere, Talene goes and finds this Flavio looking dude, and Brooks is like, girl, if this is your way of trying to, you know, get back good with me, like, no ma'am. No ma'am. And Sara and Saba, they were all like, okay, like, but he was like a club GM at a club or something, so then they wind up going to a different place. He takes them around or whatever. They were drinking cheap liquor, honey. It tasted like petrol, according to Stanbury. They were just having a good old time. But something else that I picked up on, when Lesa did kind of snap back in and, you know, still try to have fun or whatever, there's like this bird cage at the club and she was dancing in it, whatever. Like, I mean, she looked cute, like she was just doing her thing. Talene, or did she say it right here, or did she say it?
She have said it right
here. Just remember, just have that vision in your head, y'all.
Yeah, Momo's is looking like a go-go dancer. This is what she's in a cage.
Yeah,
she's giving and she's rolling that body. And she getting it. Yeah, having a good time.
She's probably whining too. Like there was a lot going on. And something. Sara was playing the protective role, of course.
Mama role. Let her tell it with her drunken daughters.
Them from getting into. I'm not even gonna say what like she said, because that's not even a funny thing to say. The whole Jeffrey Dahmer of it all.
No, saying what Princess said, okay, dipping in and doing it. Okay.
Yeah, like she was doing her thing. I have no issues with that. I have no issues with how she was dancing. I don't have any issues with how anybody dances. Dance how you want to dance. Yes. And
like, dance like nobody's watching, babes.
You know, do what you do.
Like, Barb, my sis get it in.
What happened?
Oh my! Never mind. I don't even want to. I've been drinking a little wine.
I want to know what you're saying.
Woo!
I mean, I'm gonna dance. I don't know why you came to this club, but I came to dance. Okay, but someone had an issue with that, and we'll get into that later on. Yes. Again, Ayan was still in bed. Did you pick? I wish I would have got a picture. Dang it! Because I was so confused by Stanbury's, just her whole wardrobe choice, and especially the shoes. It was during.
You mean the blue with the beige?
She was like underdressed. I want to say she had on like, did she have on like jeans and like, yeah, she had on some like chunky, like they look like Crocs.
Wait, what are you talking about? When we went to the club?
Yeah.
I thought she had on. That's not the night she had on. No,
she must have been.
That's not the day she had on the white t-shirt with the jean shorts.
I want to, yeah, but everybody else it just didn't look like how she normally would be rolling up to somewhere. And then the shoes, like
she's trying to look young.
No, it was like that's what we wear when we're like the day that we check out and are about to go to the outfit.
I get that, but I just told you why. She's trying to look young. She's trying to be hip. She's trying to.
I think she just didn't want to go, and they made her go, and she was like, "I'm not getting dressed."
Well, that day when she went with them, she had on that long maxi dress that had like squiggly. The beige was in the middle, and the blue was on the outside, and she had on tennis shoes. She didn't look cute that day either. I was like, but I understood she had a hangover that day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, she didn't look cute. I just. For some reason, when she went on the stage, I was like, my.
She had on the white Madonna outfit. She thought she was channeling Madonna. She had on a white, like tank toppy white shirt, a lot of necklaces. She had on the jean shorts and the chunky white shoes. She was trying to give with the distressed shorts on. She was trying to give like a Madonna look. And so when she got, I know exactly when, because that's when she got on the stage.
Oh, sure.
Is that when it was? Wait, went away. All I see is background, and that look like an old school background.
I was confused. You know, I always got to talk about the
fashion. I tell you, she does that when she's trying to look younger than what she needs to look. So from the back,
she would have wore a dress at least and like a heel, like not like what she was wearing. I don't know. That's how it wears like a zoo or something.
It was a reason for that, like I told you, because she thought that's the young look. I'm Madonna. Like I'm ageless, and I'm dressed with this white tank that's, you know, kind of, it still was kind of cute. Yeah, I told you, white tank with the jean shorts with the chunky shoe. That's why I told you. And she trying
No,
to tell me.
I think it was.
You.
I didn't think I was going out to where I was going out.
No, she is in California, about to go to the Santa Monica Pier to get on the rides.
Exactly.
2:00 p.m. That's what she looked like. She's given all the Santa Monica Pier of it all.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it.
And that's why I understood, because if you look at
that's why I was like,
she had on a hot pink.
We're going here. I don't know where you're going, but we're going.
She was dressed like down. I was like, oh, very cute.
Because I've actually liked a lot of Stanbury's fashions this season. So when I saw that,
me too.
Anyway,
me too.
Saba looked cute. I want to say that was really it for that scene. Moving on, y'all, to the next morning. Stanbury, as we keep saying, still in bed. She's actually under the bed, actually. She completely hungover. Talene comes in like, top of the morning, look, get up, let's go. And she's like, girl, I'm not trying to leave the bed. And Talene's like, BS, I only got 1 hour of sleep. Get up, get on up. And she joins Stanbury, and Stanbury's like, you know, I just meant to poke fun at the whole Sara comment thing, but apparently it backfired, and backfired really bad. Before I go on, do you believe that she just said it to poke fun?
Stansbury?
Yeah. It's one thing we've already agreed
poke
that
fun is not the right poke fun is not the right word. Poke fun is not the right word.
You said poke fun.
Yeah, no, that's not the right word. That's not the right sentiment.
She wanted a nice nasty snarky, like
that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to watch Ayan and Lesa squirm out of how y'all gonna throw Sara under the bus, because you already know Stansbury does not like the way Sara is holier than thou than everybody. So she's looking for a reason to, you know, poke holes in Sara's everything.
Okay.
So, and she's the older doll. Let's be clear. And older dolls, we're very much mature, and we can very much be calculated. And she's a control freak. And she's a control freak.
I get that.
I feel like for me, I wouldn't have thought that, but because you waited for the opportune moment to do it, and I know they're all doing it on purpose. They're all doing that, you know, because they're on the show. The producers, you know, want them to have a moment, because the moment that they have a moment makes the producer look good, and whoever, you know, how that works, the politics of it all. But for me, I do think that she's more calculated, and I do think that she was looking for a moment, and she wanted to watch everybody squirm. And when they threw it back at her, she's like, "Wait a minute, it wasn't supposed to boomerang back to me. This was not supposed to boomerang. I was supposed to throw that out, and it was supposed to. Y'all was supposed to sling all the shit, and then I'm supposed to watch y'all and be like, when literally you can't sling and don't think you're gonna be clean after you sling it. Like, some piece of it is gonna get on you."
I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like I still agree with what we said earlier, which was that maybe she didn't know that Lesa sent it, and she wasn't trying to be like malicious towards like Lesa or bark up the wrong tree with Lesa. Okay. But in this case, yeah, I wouldn't use the word poke fun, because I think that it's one of those things where you deliberately say something, but you don't want it to, like, you're not trying to make it put it completely on Front Street. Like you're trying to be still a little bit subtle with it. I feel like that's kind of what she was doing, where she thought like, yeah, she was going to throw something out there like a that had an undertone to it, or just you had to kind of think like, oh wait, so what are you saying? Oh, okay. Like you're starting something without really getting it started, if that makes sense.
Here's the bait.
don't even think that she wanted to say it in a way to even entice like arguing back and forth, as much as she thought that maybe she was going to throw something out there, and then Brooks maybe was going to be like, bet, okay, Sara, I see you for who you are. We're not cool like that anymore or whatever. Like, I think that she wanted something to happen, but yeah, it wasn't this. Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of how she handles a lot of stuff, that she doesn't necessarily want it to be like a messy fallout, but she still wants the job to get done, if that makes sense.
I can see that. As I said, and scene. I see a lot of and scenes because, you know, now that they're telling us some things,
person.
Yeah, I just feel like you guys are starting to do too much to puppeteer the scenes, and don't do that. Like, let them be organic, because when you start doing that, it falls apart, as y'all can clearly see. The moment y'all think y'all, oh, I'm in cahoots, and oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna bring this up, and then you act real surprised, and then you know, oh, and I am, and then it backfired. You act surprised. Ayan got so mad. You tell her you don't trust her anymore. Trust is a big word. It's that word is really big. It carries a lot of weight. And when somebody say, "I trust you," I trust you with my car. I trust you with my house. I trust you with whatever the trust is with, or with my money. Like, trust is a big word. My future. I trust my husband with my future. I trust my kids. You know, my kids trust me to be their mom. Like, there's trust is a big word, and it carries a lot. So when somebody turns to you and say, "I don't trust you no more," it's like, wait, what? When I already talked to you about it, like that can be hurtful. So stop trying to. I need y'all to stop trying to produce and direct and be the star of your own scene. Let your producers produce you. Let your scenes be organic, and stop trying to do too much, because we can see it. We, even if y'all didn't say it, the shit is not, it's not cohesive. So stop trying to do that to us. We're like, what did Kendrick say? Hey Drake, they not slow. We're not slow.
Yeah, I want to say we were actually even talking about that the other day, where it's just like, yeah, if you don't have nothing going on in your life, then you just don't got nothing going on in your life. If you got, you know, tax problems, you got tax problems. Like, whatever's going on in your life, we just want to see that without any additions or subtractions. Pretty simple.
Agreed.
So going back to this point in the episode, we see again the next morning, Ayan is still she's in her room getting glam, and Chris calls or FaceTimes, whatever, and she's telling him about, she's giving him her side of the story now. I mean, it's kind of sounded like they hadn't talked. So going back to what you brought up before, yeah, I don't think that they had talked at this point, which, I mean, maybe Ayan's one of those people that she just needs to not talk to anybody when she's going through anything. I probably would have talked to my husband before now, knowing me. I probably would have blew up and called him probably until he answered and gave him an earful, probably off camera. And so they talk a bit, and I want to say she said that she was, you know, of course, blindsided by everything, especially this all happening while she's trying to build her relationship with Stanbury. And she also lets us know that she's only ever had one other best friend in her life, and other than Lesa. And unfortunately, that individual passed away from AIDS. So that was very heartbreaking for her, how everything was handled with Lesa, because yeah, she's only ever had one other best friend. And Talene, I think she brought up the point about it being kind of like taken, or it was kind of like an ambush out of left field. Taken as ambush. Oh yeah, talking about how Stanbury brought it up. I think that's how Talene was trying to break it down to Stanbury, who wasn't getting it at this point, as to like kind of what her role was and why Ayan could be upset with her. I don't know why Celine saying that for her to kind of understand, like, oh, she's probably upset because you brought this thing up out of left field when that wasn't even the topic of conversation at that point.
Which means that Stanbury knew what she was doing. That means that she knew what she was doing. She knew it was going to flip the table upside down. She knew what she was doing, and it backfired.
Well, even if she didn't, it's just like, well, still, you should also have that same level of consideration. And I just don't feel like she handled this situation with that, because you see Ayan on this other side. She's been very vocal about, well, you know, this is not really that cool because I was trying to, you know, build with Stanbury and build with Stanbury and build with Stanbury. I don't think there was one time in this episode where Stanbury was like, dang, like that really was not cool for me to do because I should have handled it a lot better when this is somebody who I also share that same level of wanting to build with.
And you know,
I hurt this person I want to build with. Dang.
And she's always saying who different people who don't take accountability. Ain't that something? Don't she? Yeah. Ain't she always the one to say it?
Even if she wasn't trying to be messy, like she should have still handled it better, because this is somebody who you genuinely care about because you're trying to forge a friendship, right? Like, so you should always think, how would this person feel about this? How would this person feel about that? Let me not do this because that person might take it, you know, offensively. So I feel like that's kind of also, that's my issue with Stanbury with this whole thing. I got issues with everybody. So I hope you all understand that, but based on where we are in this episode by now, like, don't get me wrong, like everybody played their part in this. Everybody did something to get things where they are. I don't remember what else her husband said, but I do remember him mentioning like, oh, like it's probably like the bald head or whatever. Ha ha, he he. So they were able to share a laugh, and maybe that got her back on track enough to where she did emerge. She came out. She, being Ayan, came out.
Wait, I'm sorry. Before you move on, because I let a segment go because I'm letting you get all what you need to say. But I literally, if Ayan was correct on how Lesa came in here and just said, "Hey, Lesa, you ready to go party?" That's a problem. Don't answer.
They should have talked. Like,
don't answer me
at the table. Like, no, it should have been like, if we're really friends and I see like, okay, this is where we're going. If we came into this as friends already, and we're not about to get reality TV'd over here, like I'm be like, yep, we're gonna go over here. Like, I mean, honestly, even the cameras probably could even came. I wouldn't even care, but it just would have been a conversation that me and you have, because this is clearly unresolved, and it's starting to take that turn of it being like some reality TV-ish.
Yeah, we're not on that. I was taken aback when Ayan said that that's what she came in and said. I was like, if she walked in there and acted like nothing just happened at this dinner, at this table, because you want to and seen me, it's a problem. And that's why she's like, get out of my room, goodbye. So what was that? Because I'm like, hello, we were just at the same table when you just said you don't trust me, and now you asking me, do I want to go party with you? Know what I mean? I probably would have partied. I would have went and party, and I would have gave her ass. I would have went and party my ass off, and I would have danced and boogie oogie like no other girl. That's what we doing? I'm about to go dance on Stanbury. That's what we doing? You want to act like, oh, so we doing and scene? Cool. We doing and scenes. Cool. All right. That's what we on, right? Cool. I'm about to make this scene with me and this girl. We about to do end scenes. And then when I come back to you, we gonna be cool. Kumbaya. We cool. We sisters. Yeah. Because that's what you just do to me. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and I'm tired of it. Like, I just had to get that off my chest because I let something else go by that I was like, damn, I should have interrupted my sister when she was talking about it. And I didn't want to go back because I couldn't think of it anyway, because you know my age and all that stuff. Just joking. Just joking. But yeah, I just want to. So I might interrupt because I don't want to go back. I had to tell you in that moment. Back to where you was at. Sorry. All that motorcycle.
So they being Saba and Sara, they were out fixing themselves breakfast in the living room or the dining room, wherever. And this is when Ayan emerges, and she's like, immediately not really herself. She kind of seems a little toned down, if you know what I mean. And I think it was Sarah's not understanding. First of all, she's not understanding how she's the first one up, and everybody was upset. She's just in good spirits. She just wants to, go on about the trip.
Saba or Sarah?
Sarah. Saba doesn't speak.
Because you said Saba.
I don't know why Saba's here at this point. So I'll just.
Now she don't speak. Not that she a mute. Go ahead, sister.
She's said a couple things this season, but for the most part, from the past 4 episodes, it was just, why are you here anyway? So, Ayan says that she didn't come out because she just needed space, and at that time, when she's like saying this or whatever, Lesa also joined. So I'm like, okay, this is awkward. Lisa's purple getup though was so cute. She looks so cute. I don't know. I'm not even a purple girl. I'm a pink girl. But
I seen her. It was more lavender. It was lavender, and it was soft, and it was cute. And then she had a beige purse. I said, you know what? You didn't burn me to death. You didn't burn me. Okay.
She forgot a purse. She did. It would have been really cute with the nice Chanel, the same color. Anyway, so she comes out, she joins the table, and I feel like there was definitely a huge elephant in the room. And Ayan, she proceeds to then like turn to Lesa and say, you're my sister, we need to talk. And as she's like saying this, like then Lesa breaks down. She's like, oh, and she walks off. And again, so confused right now. So freaking confused. But Ayan at this time, she goes after her, and they exchange words, y'all. I didn't write all that down because I was like, why are we doing this? But they're both very hurt at the situation. I think that's something that we can agree on. Mm-hmm. They also agree that they don't, speak on each other like that. And in the end, they're able to make up as of right now. And Ayan even like drops down and like worship or to her feet. Mm-hmm. And that's something she only would do to her mother or whatever, to honor her mom or whatever. So they do share that moment, and they are able to come back in unison in this moment, which is good because they're about to go embark on the prayer part of the trip, right? So, and they agreed to not talk to each other like that again. What was Saba doing to Sarah's hand?
I thought she was giving her some massage oil or something. But that wasn't the only time she touched Sarah like that. She gave her a massage in the car too, and I noticed that. I don't know if you noticed that in the van. No. Okay, I knew you didn't. I was like, my sister ain't gonna notice this. But when they were, remember when
I just don't pay her any attention
when Sarah was like, when Stanbury was sick, it was the three of them in the car. Stanbury,
Sarah,
she went over to her and massaged her while she was in front of her in the truck, in the van. I was like, and then the next thing she was sitting back, and I was like, okay, first of all, why are you massaging her? Threw me off. It threw me off.
Okay, I have to go back and rewatch that. Let me. Where was I?
So I don't know. She looked like she was massaging her hand, but even Talene was like, "What she said? You want to go get me a roll and sop it up with your hand?" Or it was like because it was oily. She basically said,
I didn't know what was going on. I was so confused.
But as a woman that braids hair and been braiding hair for 30 years, I do ask people to massage my hands.
No,
I mean, she ain't braiding. She ain't doing none of that. I said, me, myself, Melinda, California cutie, I do. I have guys in here, but not at the dinner table, not while we out on vacation. Maybe on vacation, but
it just seemed so out of place that I was
like, and that's why Talene was like, she backed up. She was walking. She had to back up like, hey, what's going on right here? What are y'all doing?
Like, it's just so hard. Things are always going to strike you oddly, y'all, when we just get these 5-second snapshots of stuff. If we were given a lot more context with these little clips, I wouldn't have anything to say. Like I'd be like, oh, okay, she has arthritis. Oh, okay. Or oh, she was feeling tense.
Arthritis, right.
But like we didn't get any of that. So it just looks like, huh? We were just eating breakfast and now you're randomly anyway.
Massaging her head with a lot of oil, a lot of it.
So we were all confused about that. Like I said, in the end, they're able to make up, they apologize. We're all good. Brooks came in. I don't remember her saying anything crazy, but when Stanbury came in, I was like, she's still very, very hungover. Yep, she's very hungover. But it's time for them to all go out and
Brooke was getting a mimosa.
Brooks helped right there.
Like having a hangover. She was like, "You want a mimosa?" Brooks was like, "Absolutely." And then Sarah was like, I just don't understand how you guys can drink after all this. Like, we got to keep the party going. So that's what was said. Go ahead.
Okay.
And I was like, all for it. Yes, it is.
They're about to go to the prayer part, which I mean, I just felt. I'm really not somebody to overly like pinpoint and nitpick things, y'all. So please don't get me wrong and think that I'm like over here like the wet blanket on the trip. Like,
it's gonna get them there. If it's gonna get them,
like. Again, because it's Brooks and alcohol and Brooks have been a hot topic this season, and I guess last too. I just was like, oh, okay. Anyway, okay. But anyway, they divide themselves up, of course, because we can't fit into one van. So in one van we had Sara, Saba, Stanbury, and Talene, and then the other one we had Ayan, Brooks, and Lesa, and they were having a good time. And they in their van, they were having a good old time back in.
What Lesa say? This definitely is the black van. This got the food, it got the drinks, it got the. I
want to be in that van.
That's the van I want to be in. I want to be in that van right there. That's the van I want to be
with Pukey Patricia over here, which is what Sam was doing. They had to pull over to let her throw up. We also got Pukey Patricia and Sergio. Why we didn't need to have him on the phone, even if it was 5 seconds. He didn't say anything crazy. Nope.
Honey. Like, honey, I miss you. And she really mad because she's like, she was like, I bet I miss you so much right now. It's like,
because she needs, like if this was them back home, he would be over there, he'd be kissing her feet. That's what would be going on at this point. She probably does miss her human backpack right now. So that's how we all arrived, right? Barf bags, everything. Ayan also.
The fact that she picked up a regular bag, like I'm gonna grab this bag, and she picked up a bag that you would have to wash. I was like, wait, that's not a disposable. What bag? Wait. That's a beach bag. That's a beach bag. That's what you put your towels and your sunblock in. What you got?
I don't care. A bag is a bag. All right. So once they arrive to the location, they change over into sarongs, and we get a bit like of cultural insight from Sara, of course, because that's Sarah's main reason for being on the show, is to be that cultural bridge, so to speak.
Right.
She talks a bit. Ayan, once she changes over, she walks out. Stanbury was already sitting there. She walks smooth past Stanbury. She hasn't said anything to her all day. And then when Talene comes out, she says, I want to say she said in her confessional that karma is a BITCH, and it's like, really, with these women, did you not think that it was going to come out? Yeah, that's what Talene said, and I wrote that down because Talene, you say that so easily, like karma's a B, and did they really not think it was going to come out what was said? Talene, you were the one that said it. Like, Stanbury brought it up, but do you not remember when Talene slam dunked it by saying she broke it down? She was like, the voice.
You wasn't a fan of hers, and woo wop wop wop.
She was like, yeah.
You wasn't a fan of Brooks, and
she just said it flat out. So when she comes and says stuff like this, it's got me looking at her weird because it's like, now you're trying to act like you didn't play a hand in it too. Like, it didn't have to come out. You're right, but you were the one to bring it all the way out.
You're right.
The garage was open and you went and brought the car all the way out into the driveway. That was you. So that's
what do you think about that?
Real weird. Looking at her real weird, y'all. So, but they grabbed their offerings to begin the purification process. And coincidentally, they're led by Stanbury, which is the main person that's been saying this entire time. She's been complaining. She's been saying she don't want to do this. She don't care about this. If she was back home, she'd be at her spa, drinking her coffee. She would be doing all the things. She would have her human backpack on. She would be looking at her bonsai tree. She would be mitigating feuds between her kids and Sergio. She would be doing all of those things, and that has nothing to do with the prayer part. Like, y'all know she's just not like that type of person to be like trying to get out of the box with anything or get deep. Like she's not like that. So they're being led down to the waterfall or whatever. But before they do that, they drop off their offerings to, it was supposed to be like one of the highest, did they say the word gods? Religious figures. And I believe they are Hindu. I didn't write this down, y'all. So if I'm mistaken, charge it to the game and not to my heart. But Lesa, she's like, that just doesn't really seem too Christian-like. No offense at all, but like, I just don't feel comfortable doing this part or whatever. And Talene thought it was okay to bring up the fact that, oh, well, you have such a, what did she say? You have such a, where was your moral high ground last night? I didn't know you were all of a sudden so conservative. And we get this flashback of Lesa dancing in the birdcage. I'm going to pause here because I clearly need to gather to lean on up because of the reasons we said earlier, which is last time I checked, dancing does not mean anything other than you are having a good time and want to dance however you want to dance. So you trying to match up dancing to moral high grounds makes no sense to me, and the two are not solely connected. I will tell you that, Talene. And I also want to say Lesa has been the other person in this whole bunch that also has shown a high level of respect for the culture in Dubai and the whole nine. So I feel like she handles herself. She's all about her business. She's conducts herself with decorum at all times. From what I've seen, she might have her faults in this whole Ayan thing and whatever, but I will never sit here and try to place a label on her and say that, oh yeah, she's like basically calling her like a poser all of a sudden because she just like, that just doesn't jive with my religion. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. She doesn't say anything but anybody else about their religions or how they worship or anything like that. I feel like she's been super respectful. So to Lean, no, good night.
Yeah, she went too far. She stepped out of bounds. That was not right.
This episode, she kept doing it. So when Lesa collects her it's already happened. They filmed the reunion last week, if y'all don't know. I hope she collected Talene's ass right on up every single time because she's been saying slick stuff this entire time. And I feel like, okay, can we bring it back to maybe this stemming from that first dinner they had when Lesa called Talene the B word and said that she was being itchy and, all that stuff. I thought she had Talene kind of wrong in that situation. I do. But if that's what you're mad about, then just say that then, because all these slick comments that you're saying in the confessional are going to get you read down at that reunion or wherever else. So you might want to pump your brakes. It's all.
And then ain't gonna be no standing behind Rafi like, and girl, no, it ain't gonna be like that, Bookie. It's not gonna be like that. Yeah, I agree with all that you said, and you are talking outside your neck in the confessionals, and we are gonna review and we gonna go through. Hey, sister, thank you. We appreciate you, sis. Yeah. All I do know is what's gonna be a mess is freaking.
Love you too. I'm done. I'm so done.
It's gonna be a mess at the reunion because what's her name? Brooks is gonna definitely have a red cup before she arrives.
And she's gonna get out suburban with the red cup.
Honey, it's going down. Like, I can't wait.
She was on the plane.
Yes. Yes, but yeah, it's too many hands that's dirty in this, and everybody's trying to act like, no, but you did it. No, but you did it. No, y'all all doing it.
Clean, in my opinion. Just not one person. No. Stop it because like I don't know. Like there's nobody in this that I can say fully that is just that didn't do something that they could have did differently or anyway. Going back to this moment though, didn't appreciate Talene saying that they do take that really nice photo in front of the waterfall that I'm kicking myself a picture of because I did think that was a really nice photo of them, and I do think this could have been a really beautiful trip. And I hope they did find some like solace at some point during this trip because it does seem like a once in a lifetime experience type of thing. But what's this? And then after that, after they take the picture, then they go down into the waterfall to do the scream and all of that. I will say, I feel like Ayan looks so beautiful in the scene with the sarong and her bald head and stuff. I don't know. She just looks so, I loved how she looked in the scene.
A very beautiful woman. Her bone structure is amazing. Even when she laid in bed, when they went out and she was just laying there all peacefully, I was like, how you gonna look like a model? Why you look like you modeling this bed sheet? Like,
I know, right? I know. Portia better call up her fellow housewife and get her to do her sheets commercials or whatever. That's what I was doing. Anyway, so they all head on down or whatever, and Stanbury, I said all, but I shouldn't have said all because Stanbury is actually the one on the sides with her phone thinking about home and all, the massages and the coffee and all that. She's literally on the side. She don't care about doing this part. She's over it. She doesn't want to release her traumas in the waterfall. She doesn't want to do any of that.
Right.
So they all proceed with the program, and Brooks, I wrote all of everybody's things down. Brooks was letting go of her childhood trauma and everything that's hurt her. Clink, clink, clink. For Sara, it was a way to release any suppressed anger in her past relationships, even though she has been on her own healing journey this whole time. Okay, clink, clink, clink. So Ayan's thing was she just wants to heal her inner little girl, etc. etc. We go up for that. Clink, clink, clink. Talene didn't feel anything, y'all. She different. She literally was completely unfazed. And as it pertains to her and her screaming, that's something that she will hit up Rafi for because he makes her scream quite often, and that usually helps.
Are you in agony? Or are you in pain? Is he hurting you? Because the kind of screaming we talking about, it's like from the soul and out. And I'm not saying you're not getting that soul feeling with your husband. I'm not saying that.
She could have used this to even the whole dilemma with the kids and this and that. She could have prayed for clarity on, what
her baby.
Where she should take
her husband keeps
or just in general. She could have kept it general and just praying for continued happiness.
In other words, sister, she could have sat over there with Stanbury.
If that was the case, like there's always something that you can work on, that you can a goal you have in mind. There's always something you can channel. She's shallow. She doesn't have any depth. And she's somebody who I would steer clear of because I don't know what's going on in her head, but she got all the energy to party though. Anyway,
all the means to get drunk.
That part and show her. But anyway, so we didn't hear from Saba, and although
These ruffles are really good. These ruffles are really good. Y'all don't mind me. I'm over here in my ruffle land. Don't worry about me. Go ahead.
So we didn't hear from Saba, and I wasn't, although I've been throwing shade at her this whole time, I did kind of want to hear hers because I was just like, oh, she was there too. So like, anyway, I think that would have been a good way.
We didn't get from her?
No, they didn't say anything, and I just was kind of like, if it was Marlo or freaking
that's weird.
Kiarna, like if it was anybody else, they would have
right. We got one.
That's that, but I feel like that's the thing with being a friend of. You're only going to be as significant as you make yourself significant. You
right.
Like you're not owed any camera time. So
yeah, you could have been like, oh my God, my time there was so amazing. Like I really felt like I was baptized, but because she's Muslim and she got her own thing, she probably was like, you know what, I'm not gonna say nothing because
maybe
because she's Muslim and she don't want people to be like, how you go like how Lesa was trying to do. It feels like it might be against my religion. It don't feel right. Da, 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 da. But then also who brought her there? Her bestie Sara. So if Sara brought you there, can't be against.
You said her bestie Sara? You mean the same Sara that apparently hasn't talked to her this entire time? We'll get into that. So anyway, yeah, I was just saying, just for episode purposes, I was just like, I don't understand why that would have been the perfect opportunity to get her more involved. But you have two types of friends, y'all. You got the Saba / who else is a wallflower of a friend, just an insignificant friend who, unfortunately, even though I did like her and I feel like her scenes got reduced, and technically that's a different franchise, Alicia on Married to Medicine. Like it's just like certain people, it takes a certain type of person to be a friend of, and I don't know if Saba has that. Anyway, Lesa ain't worried about Stanbury. She's always gonna be miserable, and the vibes are just too good. Like no one's thinking about you, Sha. I'm not upset about that. They all gather around to hold hands afterwards and give thanks to Sara. You know, in the end, everybody, for the most part, was happy about their experience and stuff, even though nobody in the beginning really was like super excited to do the prayer part. So they're all connected in Bali as of right now. The final scene we get, y'all, is at the house. The ladies are greeted by some beautiful traditional dresses that were sent by Miss Indonesia's designer. And that was organized by Lesa. Even though Lesa was put in charge of the food, she took it, she decided that she was going to also give them some, dresses and make it, next level, which I thought was very generous and kind of her. You know who didn't think that it was kind or generous or, was grateful at all for just somebody just trying to make a experience nice for them? Talene decided that she was going to say another shady comment, of which, was it? Lesa, she said something along the lines of Lesa was in charge of food, so now she's in charge of wardrobe. That wasn't part of the memo. Completely unnecessary. Clocked it. That how many
gratefulness.
That was at least 3, 4 this episode that she just was saying to Lesa, and I'm like, when she wraps you up like a Christmas present, it's just gonna be what's gonna be, and nobody else is gonna probably jump in to defend you. So whatever. Anyway, but when Lesa hands out all the dresses and stuff, which again, these are traditional dresses, they're usually worn for beauty pageants, weddings, etc. Lesa gives everybody else their dresses, and she's like, she gives this person theirs, this person's happy, but when it gets to Talene, Stanbury, and Brooks, they're all really unhappy about what they got. Talene's like, she got the worst color of all of them, and Stanbury is doubling down on it, talking about it looks like someone on her dress, and Stanbury's like, these are not couture dresses. These are probably taken off of some girl down the road and probably have to be returned to her in an hour. Oof. And Brooks's whole thing is she would never wear Brooks said she would never wear mustard yellow. That is not her color. She doesn't wear mustard yellow. And what I have to say to y'all right now about that is, Brooks, you're a liar.
And
and that's the end of the episode.
Sis, can you pull up our the Coastal Critiques too? The Coastal Critiques with the Dubai side by side.
Yeah. We can get into all that now. I mean, we're done now, so yeah, we can get into all.
Let's pull that up real quick, like how right, for sure. Hey, my baby.
You said okay.
You know when we about to come on and you have that up when you give us our title and what was about to go.
Oh, I thought you meant the Instagram. Okay.
No. Pull up the yes, that. What color? What color does Brick got on? What color does Bricks got on?
I mean, it's actually gold.
It's like kind of gold, but that's only because of the overlay is literally like mustard yellow.
No, she's a liar.
Everybody else has on like bronzy, goldy. Hers is more yellow toned, goldy locks. I'm not saying that. I was just like, but because she is like, I don't never wear yellow, mustard yellow. I'm like, wait, what? And now go back to yours. Go back to yours. I mean, out of everybody, hers is different than everybody's. Hers is more mustardy yellow.
No, I
yours. Clearly, she wears yellow.
Like
you yellow's so pretty on brown skin. Yellow walks me out.
Mustard yellow, and I was like, I mean, that kind of is mustard yellow, though, Mama. Like, you definitely, that is at least one of these photos is maybe not the top right. I feel like the top right is true yellow.
Bright yellow, yeah.
Bottom two, and even the top left, like that is giving mustard yellow. She was like, now the dress that she gave me was straight up Dijon. I'm just like, which technically
is brown.
Yeah, so then that would be like this picture. So what the
right? That's what I'm like. What? It looks good on you. You're pretty, girl. Bob.
Yeah. We both actually. I have a picture. I didn't really want to show this because technically we didn't even see this yet. But oh no, she's not in this picture. Crap.
I love all of the dresses. The green looks bomb on Saba,
which is Saba's favorite color, apparently.
And it works good on her. Sarah's dress is like Sara. It's not all bright and vibrant, which is bomb.
Never really super vibrant. I feel like Sara, when she wears vibrant colors, I'm actually shocked because I feel like she usually doesn't.
Yes, exactly. So that looks like Sara. And the pops are red on Ayan and Lesa. To me, both of them, I'm mad that we don't have a flower. She looked like the flower out of that was on the side of Ayan's ear looks like it's in her hair, and I like the way that Lesa had the fan that had red and gold in it. It was like when they both walked out, I was like, "Oh!" And that red flower popped on that bald head. It was bomb.
Yes,
it's a beautiful picture. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
It did. Speaking of, more things that I found online, y'all. The girls are fighting apparently, and I will share with you. I saw this and I thought it was pretty cute, just to kind of see where we are in the season. As you can see, it says, here's everything the Real Housewives of Dubai have said after filming the reunion. As I said before, the reunion was filmed last week. So expecting some, we'll do obviously a separate episode on like the trailer and the cast looks and stuff like that when those come down. But for now, we just have Sara Madani says Lesa Milan doesn't allow Chanel Ayan to be herself, and Lesa would tell Chanel what to say and what to do. Wow. I want to say this was something that was said in an interview. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch. I haven't watched that interview, but I watched some other interviews. So that's what Sarah's saying.
I go back. Ayan
here, actually, it's right here.
Is amazing. Like, not that she don't look like herself, but wow. And so does, I mean, they all look really beautiful.
Or something like that's. I think it's a filter.
It gotta be a filter because, like, I'm like, this is like.
I'm pretty sure it's a filter. Not saying that. I think they're all individually.
They are. Yeah, but some people don't need filters. Like, my sister
think this is probably one of the best looking casts overall. I want to say.
I do too. Yeah. My sister says that like women that don't need filters, when they put a filter on, it make them look overexposed, overdone, and women that can use it and it does something different. Like, I'm not saying Ayan needs it because she's a gorgeous woman, all standalone, but on this picture, she doesn't look like herself. Like, if I just saw this picture out, I'd be like, who is that? Like, I wouldn't have been like, oh, that's Chanel Ayan. I wouldn't have said that.
We only know that because of who she's standing next to.
Anywhere.
So that is that, y'all. Followed by, actually, let me know if you can hear this.
Because I felt like even season 1, every time Lesa was around Chanel, she doesn't allow Chanel to be herself, and she would tell her what to say, what to do, how to act. And I so many times I told Chanel, you have a personality. Be you. You do not have to water yourself down so people can digest you. Stick in their throat. I don't give a shit.
That shocks me though that someone could like try to like. I didn't know anyone could calm Chanel because Chanel, like she's Chanel.
I'll tell you why. Because Chanel, when she gives you her heart, she loves you. She will do anything for you. It's not that Chanel is her minion. Like, Chanel is not controlled in that way. She has self-respect to herself, but she loves her so much that she doesn't want her to like go through the hassle of walking. And I told her, Chanel, it's nice, but be you. Don't allow her to water you down.
Pause that.
Was it that much of a surprise to you that this is happening if they were talking all that talk?
No.
We know that because remember Chanel, even when earlier on in the season, Chanel, I think something Stanbury had said, or somebody she had got into it with, she was like, oh, no. I'm just, I didn't want to argue with them. I just said what I wanted to say. And I just agree with them. She agreed with whoever it was. And she was like, because I think it was Brooks. And she agreed with whatever she was saying, like, because I'm not trying to get into it with nobody. So I feel like that's the truth. She doesn't like to make waves in the water, but doing that really takes the shine away from her, and she don't need to do that. So I agree with Sarah in that moment.
And I also feel like, again, it's just, I believe it because it's like, Lesa, you've shown different sides of you, honey.
Right.
It's also not the first weird thing that I've heard behind the scenes with their dynamic too, which the other thing is, apparently, like, Lesa, like, had issues, or like she didn't really think Chanel was dressed as nicely as she was, or I think it was she won the best dress at the BravoCon Awards, or some little thing that they do on the network, and Lesa was like apparently like super like pissed off about that, and she was like, that should have been my award, like I'm best dressed, I'm just not, and it was just like, there's nothing, obviously we're on a show, like obviously everybody's gonna think that individually they are the best dressed or whatever, but even if I think I'm the best dressed or whatever, if you are my friend and you won, I'm still gonna like
celebrate you
for you. Like I'm not, there's not gonna be any animosity, nothing like that. I'm just glad it went to another bad B at the end of the day, not whatever. Of course everybody wants to win, but y'all get what I'm saying. But it was just, no, it was more so like she shouldn't have won that. Like she doesn't deserve that. Like I should have got that. And I just don't think that's how a genuine friend would react in that situation. It's another thing I heard. And just how this whole thing is handled.
Okay, Darlene.
What's happening?
Okay. I want to do a toast. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, you are a sister I didn't know I needed in life, and I have. And Caroline, you are the most, like, you impressed me. Thank you for having my back. I did not expect that. Tony, I thought you were going to say mother. She's you stay true to your word, and that means more than anything in my word. You are there for me. I will never forget this. To you too. Tony, I love you with all my heart. Lucky, you are vindicated.
My girl, thank you for having my back.
So much. We missed you, Sergio.
And cheers, nice meeting you.
And honestly, this is the dream team.
Sounds like Sergio's going to be invited on the next girls' trip.
Right.
I mean,
What?
Honey. I'm sorry.
After the reunion, apparently, or yeah, the reunion, and then they also were present for her because she was on Watch What Happens Live. So, and they were all in the audience with her. I don't know, it just makes me feel weird because I'm like, how did we get to this point? Like, what? I just need to fully see all of what it took to get to this point and how the chips wind up falling how they have fallen, because I'm confused.
Because I was reading before we, I was looking down, I'm reading, I'm like, the team had, dinner film Dubai reunion. Chanel Ayan has lovely toast. Caroline and Celine. I'm like, and so I go down, best day, best team. Okay, Celine, just okay. And then I'm still, watching now. I'm looking down at them. I'm like, oh, the red wig looks good on her. Red looks good on her. Oh, turquoise looks good on her. Oh, so cute. They bring up Stanbury. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, wait, what? So shocking.
This is Stanbury or Sergio, whoever. This is on their phone or whatever. Because that's why Stanbury isn't tagged.
Okay.
You wouldn't tag yourself in your own stuff.
Oh, yeah, makes sense. Child, I was not ready for that. I wasn't. I didn't even understand that. That's where we was gonna go with it. Okay.
So they're and I think obviously we see where the chips are kind of hanging at right now. I think there's more in this, but I was gonna say I also have the seating chart too. Lesa posted this. Big mood after killing it. These haters who tried to lie on my name at the reunion and being best dressed while doing it. Okay,
girl.
She's vindicated. Okay. The next morning, Talene posted this, and Ayan responded to it. Not only did I survive it, the truth came out. It always does. Yes, you killed it, and truth always comes out, and you made everyone on that stage laugh.
Okay.
And then Brooks jumped in, of course, because if everybody's getting into it at this point, of course, Brooks is not going to be showed up.
Why not?
Reunion was epic. I chose to ignore people who think The Real Housewives is a casting call for a new film. Her rubbish theatrics and trash acting skills didn't work on the stage. One person in particular looked like her eyes were bleeding. Her new name is Vampire. I'm assuming she's talking about Ayan because she had on that red wig. So I'm assuming she did, like a monochromatic red look or something. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
And I've changed from the moment she walked through the door, she intended to ruin Crowns party from the stage to an uninvited friend and antagonizing Talene. I'm disappointed because I was definitely Team Brooks. Basically, checkmate. Sara jumped in it and said, I will never water myself down so I can be digested by some people. I'd rather be authentic and watch them choke on how real I am. When you allow people to be themselves, magic happens.
Okay, y'all.
So that can kind of give you guys a bit of context as to like where things are right now. I also will say that, and I want to say this came indirectly from Lesa or I don't know. Came from somebody. We basically won't know what truly caused the dissolution of their friendship until the final episode. like it all comes out, I guess, like finally a stopping point at the final episode. So
yeah, because we just saw them in the hallway on the floor, Ayan in her wedgies and lavender and all lavender. Lesa in all lavender. It's like y'all just said, y'all sisters, y'all not gonna never do this. Y'all gonna always be. We bickered before. We never went this far. Never been this disrespectful. It never happened again, and we could always get back. What is gonna happen that's gonna make this so detrimental? It's crazy. Let's get back to this reunion and who's sitting by who. Let's see.
I mean, are we surprised? I'm not, but it's always interesting to look at. We have Ayan, Stanbury, Talene on one side, then we have Lesa, Brooks, Sara on this side. Pretty cut and dry in my opinion. I don't really have an issue. I think that everybody's pretty much where they should be.
I got an issue with the picture of Stanbury. Like, girl, who is this?
That's the same picture that she has in her, not this one, but in her individual cast photo.
Okay.
That's all their pictures from the from in the gold. They're individual ones though.
Okay. She looking real youngity, thungity, duggity.
Oh, I mean, the facelift is lifted. Like between her and I guess you'd say Marge on The Real Housewives of New Jersey. I know if I ever want a facelift, I guess I'll go to their doctors because
she is looking
obviously I can't forget the Grand Dame, of course. Like of course, I'll go to whoever they went to because the facelifts are doing what they need to down.
Well, also they waited to the particular age to do it. Like do it in your 60s, or I'm not. Stanbury is not in her 60s.
But if you're on camera,
like she has white, she got Caucasian stuff. Caucasians, they age a little different than we do. So I can understand her getting it, but she looks great. Like I was looking like when you said the names, I was like following with my eyes. I was like, wait a minute.
No, she definitely doesn't look like she looks like a young girl, like a that is a little odd, but I mean, okay.
And Saba, she'll be a friend of. She might come in later. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess she'll be wherever she's gonna be whenever she comes out for 30 seconds. What else, y'all? Brooks has been keeping it real active over on Twitter. She's been going in. We already read that, but she was in Turkey for her birthday. And the only reason why I bring that up is because the only person who was present for her birthday trip was Lesa. I want to say hold on, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, she was like, Lesa is here on the trip or whatever she said. I don't know. I don't know where it is, but yeah, Lesa was there. They've been very buddy since all of this. Sara needs to worry about her own friendship. Where's Saba and why aren't you? This is what I was talking about before. Lesa tweeted, where is Saba and why aren't you two friends anymore? Is it abuse? Is it control? Stop lying on my name and stay out of it. So that's why I said, are you guys still friends? Like, what is going on? Looked at the mustard yellow. Hi, birthday to... Yeah, here it is. Sorry. Happy 36th birthday to me in New York, celebrating with Lesa Milan and my family. Blessed, grateful, RHO Dubai. She didn't have to put Lesa. She purposely let it be known.
That's coming from Brooks. Just turned 36.
I was about to say she just turned like. That's a shut up, Johnny. Shut up. What
do you want to say? It's a hard 36.
Oh, there's nothing left.
Nothing left. Mine either. Mine is gone.
I guess.
Mine's gone too.
No, no shade. No, I just first I just didn't. I think it's now because I'm in my 30s now, maybe. Y'all know I'm not an ageist. I never thought 30 was old, but I don't know. I guess because I just don't see her being just 6 years older than me. For some, it just seems like she's like just lived so much more, or if that makes sense. I don't. Her life seems like she has way more life experience than just 36. I don't.
Yeah, she gives off longer life because it seems like she's been through some things. Sorry, she's been through some things. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Oh, I'm not trying to shade. I'm not calling her ugly. I'm not trying to shade her, nothing like that. It's just she just didn't give 36.
Yeah.
I'm saying at this time you were like 34. Like it just doesn't seem that the that I talk to on the daily, it just seems not the same type of 34.
Ayan was on What Happens live, and Talene and her husband Rafi was in the audience, and Sergio and Stanbury was in the audience. And I just thought that was I didn't pick up on what they were putting down, because that literally goes on to these things and what's been going on. Like they've been hanging out.
They were at the table.
Right.
I guess that was right after a reunion, but I guess they all came over here for the reunion, or were there for the reunion. And then they also, obviously, since they were in the neighborhood and it was Ayan's turn to be on Watch What Happens Live, they took the party on over there too during this entire trip. This was something she had shared about Ayan, or Talene. My ex-husband had a lot to say about what Talene said on Watch What Happens Live. He texted me, then called me after and told me to laugh it off. He laughed when he heard it. He said, that girl really tried to F you over after you helped her get on TV. She's a fake friend and a liar. And I want to say I brought up, that's literally what he said. Your friend Talene F you big time. You put her on the show and she said you were going with a man because of money. Other words. Haha. Good friends you have. Actually, he was clowning her. He was shading her. Yeah. Which is probably another layer of being pissed off too, because now you got, she don't want to let him see her sweat at all, like in any facet of life, obviously.
And that was June 27th.
June 20. Oh yeah, that was when
you're right.
Yeah, that was Talene's episode of Watch What Happens Live. She definitely insinuated that she made that insinuation. I remember.
Oh wait.
The Dijon comment.
The ex-husband clowning you? You don't want that. That's bull.
She retweeted, if Ayan or Talene had any proof, they would have shown it. Housewives 101, receipts, screenshots, timelines, and voice notes. Show me the proof. If not, then move on. Talene, don't ever lie again saying that I've worn your clothes, because that would make me an accessory to the clothing fraud you and your sis are committing with all that returning you are doing. Y'all have returned so much to the Mall of Emirates. The stores clocked it, which is actually a thing. But I mean, it's how stores work. I don't know if they y'all, but I mean, Talene did throw it out there that she'd be borrowing her clothes, so this is how society responds. Ayan is so low budget and such a pick-me. She is not representing African girls properly. She is so performative and desperate. Maybe Stanbury can give her some of the outfits Michael bought her, like the Dolce & Gabbana catsuit. Do you have a Dolce & Gabbana? Anyway,
they were saying that on the What's Happening Live. Andy asked Ayan straight up, so do you think that Brooks got some clothes from Ayan, or not from Ayan, from Talene? And she doubled down, basically said, yeah. Oh Lord Jesus. But then Lesa said they don't wear the same size. So when she was on Watch What Happens,
I don't think they do.
They don't. Talene is little.
Brooks is at least Talene is like a 2-4. Brooks, it's like a 6.
Mm-hmm.
At least, which is not that. I in between.
They're both little. They're both little, but okay.
But yeah, I don't. I'm sure that gets brought up in the reunion too. Like, we're gonna get to the bottom of who borrows clothes or who doesn't. But keeping with that same trend, she then went on to continue to call Ayan out for. She said, "Me too. She looked amazing in her custom dress. I'm happy Ayan wore her hand-me-downs with pride." And then she made sure she reposted one of my favorite looks on Farana, which was actually Lesa had posted it, I guess, originally. Ayan's closet is available on bravotv.com. Click the link below. Please, we are dying to see your wardrobe. And Talene, post yours too, please. Post the outfits you've loaned me since season 1, liar. Ayan, you're a pick-me who has to double down now. Shame. And then she said, Ayan's lying, sitting on Watch What Happens Live, saying she saw proof I've worn Talene's wardrobe season 1. The audacity when she's sitting on that stage in Farana's custom dress she wore out last month. Ayan, go film your closet and show the fans what they really want to see. That was the same dress that she had on Watch What Happens Live. I wish I had the picture, but that was the same. It was the same dress. I mean, I don't know the backstory of the dress, but yeah, I mean, that is. Yeah,
maybe she was pulling that Tiffany Haddish. Maybe she wanted to wear her dress more than one time.
If it was a custom dress for this girl, though, then that means she loaned it out, which is fine. I mean, I would have just said, "Hey, you want to wear my stuff after me? That's fine, dude. I don't care."
Yeah, I was in the picture first.
And I honestly, if you want to, if and when I get on the show, y'all, if I feel like renting something and not buying it, then whatever. That's more sustainable anyway. Like,
right.
We have all these landfills filled with waste. Like, if you, there's no point in buying that Chanel outfit for $7,000. If you know for a fact you're just gonna wear it for this one scene and then literally never wear it again, then yeah, I mean, that's fine. Then borrow it. Ivy Showroom. That's where everybody else gets their stuff from in Atlanta. So I mean.
$7,000.
Yeah, Chanel's
on an outfit.
I mean, like, and I'm not saying that means that the person doesn't have it. It's just about smarter, not harder. Like, why would I just drop money on things that I'm
just saying
one time, like, or 2 times. Like, it's just not.
It makes more sense the way you say it. Like, I can afford to buy it, but I don't want to buy it. I'm only gonna wear it one time.
Why? So I don't really think that that's a bad thing. It's only a bad thing if you're lying about it or also trying to shade people for.
She ain't said nothing. I mean, if she haven't said nothing about it.
I mean, I want to say Ayan has said, like, she gives off the very much like, these are my clothes. I feel like she's kind of spoke to that tune before. So if these aren't your clothes and you're saying they are, then I mean, just keep it a buck. But
because we don't care.
I really don't, because that still differentiates you from the average person who can't even afford to rent the clothes either. Like,
but when Lesa brought those clothes over for the girls to wear, everybody came in and was like, "Oh, that looks like Ayan's closet. This looks like Ayan's closet." So she got to have some kind of couture closet with her own goods in it.
I wouldn't expect all these outfits to be hers. If they are, then what I just said, why? Like, that's not like
I would donate it to her.
A lot of stuff is gifted sometimes. But stuff that's not, like, if I'm gonna be honest, red card, like, celebrities do it every day. Like, seriously. And even if something is custom, sometimes that doesn't mean that it's going to be yours after the event. Also, still, like, it could be custom made to your dimensions, but that didn't always mean that I'm going to go home with it. Then maybe, like, that's all in contracts and stuff. I'm sure there's a whole way how people of this status, social status, handle these things. Like,
right. That's
about
my pay grade, way above my pay grade.
But I think that is it for all the screenshots, receipts, timelines. Speaking of, y'all, I don't know what our update is for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but Dubai, this is episode 9. I want to say we should have a handful, I guess, episodes at least. I want to say they'll probably end on at least what, like, I want to say 12, 13. It's 12 or 14. Yeah, and like, you're Jersey and you stop on 13, which
did they
talk about symbolism, like, and you ended on 13 anyway. Yeah, it's usually like 14, I would say, but I feel like 14 is a lot at the same time. So I could see 9. I mean, not 9, 12.
12. I can see 12, and then or maybe a 3-part reunion, which will give them 15.
They only need a 2-part, in my opinion.
Yeah, we always say that.
But yeah,
definitely always say that.
Genuinely only need a 2-part. But y'all, I mean, if you continue to see stuff play out online, usually I don't like to do that. Usually I like to just stick to what's out in the episodes, y'all. But because this particular cast had to wait over however many years to come back to us, I just thought it was a good idea to kind of, just fill in some gaps and some what's going on behind the scenes apparently, and bring you guys up to date because, as I said before, watch some interviews. Did you watch those interviews that day that I sent you?
No, I forgot about them.
Gotta watch those.
But I guess we're good. Okay,
holds up. Like, I'm just putting together all the pieces. I want to be able to speak to you guys and not pass on false information. So I've just been gathering more outside information than I typically would. And also I think it was good to talk about because we weren't here last week as well too. So but we'll be here tomorrow also because
yes, we will.
What time is it? Yeah, got a few more hours before we see what also happens. And I guess we're still in Bali then. Yeah, we're still in Bali, but I'm assuming we're only going to get like half the episode in Bali though, because that would be like 3. We were in Bali.
3 episodes. Yeah, we were in Bali the week before last. This week. Yeah, it's probably gonna be half. They going home. Old girl needs to go see her honey and give him some tiki. Human backpack.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, y'all. So if you see anything else, y'all, that you think that we're missing out on or that is pertinent to putting together this puzzle that is the Real Housewives of Dubai, please send it over so we could talk about it.
Yes.
And we will be back again tomorrow with another recap and review for episode 10. And and then, but hey, we could be back again after that. Who knows? There's always things popping up. So
and then we might get the reunion looks and might be able to discuss that with you guys tomorrow as well. So we shall see what the day brings us tomorrow. But until then, you guys, y'all stay safe. Thank y'all for rocking with us today. Thank y'all for hitting that like button, playback game. Please subscribe and hit the like button for us. Share us with your peoples. You guys are just as important as our people that are with us when we go live. But everybody can't be here at the same time. So we enjoy y'all for coming in and helping us with our viewerships. And until tomorrow, y'all, we hope you guys have a good one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.